Hello, this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com, and welcome to my yearly detailed planner tour. So this is a detailed tour of my 2023 planner. So let me show you what I am starting off 2023 in. Ta-da! Isn't this just insanely gorgeous? So this is a this is a Moterm Pocket XL Pebbled Lilac, and I absolutely love it. So this is what I am starting 2023 in. So this is pocket size, which is comparable to a 7 size. So I'm going to do what I normally don't do with my planner tours. I'm going to get the camera more close up on my planner so you can see what's in here. I have some things already blocked off and anonymized, and you're going to get a detailed tour of what's in this baby. So I just have the planner laid out on my bed here so you can maybe see better the beautiful lilac color. It's a very light pink with purple hues in it. Very pretty. I like this way better than their actual pink color. I think this is a discontinued color, I'm not sure. And this is also one of their older pocket configurations, which I actually personally like a bit better than their current pocket configurations. I've had this planner for a few years, and it is one of my very favorite planners. And I was just feeling like I wanted just a pretty cheerful pastel color, so that's why I decided to be in this one. So I love it. So going inside, we have the 2 snaps, so that if it's really stuffed, you can do the looser snap. I still have mine snap on the tighter snap, but barely. In fact, let me close this again and show you. See, I keep my planners fairly stuffed. Okay, so first let's go through pocket configuration. So in this zipper pocket here, this is where I keep my change, because I keep everything in here. And this planner is with me everywhere, 24/7. So here in these front card slots, I just have some cards, and I just have some of them anonymized with some Post-its over the top of them. So yeah, change, my cards. And then back here in the secretarial, I have these round type of stickers here, and then I just have some trimmed down notes punched on both sides so I can put it on either side of my pages when I need to add extra stuff. And these are fabulous for making little quick tabs. You just stick one sticking out on one side of the paper, then you can take another one, stick it on the other side. You'll see I do this in a few places in my planner. So let's pop those back in their spot. Okay, and then back pockets. So we just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 card slots, and these are all sticky notes and then just a pretty decorative card sticking out on the top. And then in the pen loop here we have my Sharpie S Gel pen. Sharpie S Gel pens are my current favorite pens, so that's what I use. And then my secondary backup pen is a ballpoint pen attached to the front leather flyleaf. Okay, then we got the big back pocket. So I got a receipt that I need to keep. I have a Bible study notes. I have some slips for my bank and whatnot. And I have a little bit of spending cash. In fact, I have $1. Okay, now getting into the actual planner itself. So here in the very front, this is cut off from an old like greeting card, and I just thought it was pretty and looks cute in this planner. So this is purely decorational. There's not really any function for it. I guess I could clip something to the front of it if I needed to have something temporary, but in the front. And then after that we have the beautiful leather flyleaf that came with it, and that's where we got the secondary pen loop. And I like always having a ballpoint pen with me as well for filling out documents and signing things. And then there are 3 card slots here on the inside of this. So I keep an ollie clip here, and that's just if I need to clip anything, like for example to the front, just anything I might need to have temporary in my planner, or if I need to clip some things together. And then here is hole reinforcement stickers, I believe by Avery, and these just come in handy. If any of the pages rip out, I can just stick this around the hole and problem fixed. So I keep that there. And then in the next pocket we have Avery labels. And these are great if I make a mistake on my monthly calendar. I can pop one of these on there and just write on this instead. Or I can write on these and stick them on my daily if there's something I really need to stand out. Or if I have a plan but I'm not positive of the day it's going to be on, then I can write it on this and stick it on my calendar. And then if the day changes, I can just move the sticker. That actually happened today. There was something that was supposed to happen today and it got moved to next week. I had it written on a sticker, a label, because I wasn't positive. And I'm glad I did that. So that's mainly what I use the Avery labels for. And then I have Avery dots. And the Avery dots, this one's almost gone. So I just have the different colored dots. And mostly what I use these for is highlighting things. You'll see it in my monthly calendar, like a birthday, for example, or appointments. I'll stick one of these dots over the calendar number for the date and then rewrite the date on top of that. And that just draws my attention to that day on the calendar. Or if I have something that really needs to stand out in my daily to-do list on my daily pages, I'll stick a dot next to it at the checkbox. So we come to my first page. This is a laminated sheet of paper, and this is called Christian Supplications. So I have scriptures here. Because of this I say to you, all whatever praying ye do ask, believe that ye receive, and it shall be to you. Mark 11:24. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again I will say, rejoice. Philippians 4:4. For nothing be anxious, but in everything by prayer and by supplication with thanksgiving let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God that is surpassing all understanding shall guard your hearts and your thoughts in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:6-7. And we have known that to those loving God all things do work together for good to those who are called according to purpose. Romans 8:28. and whatever we may ask, we receive from him, because his commands we keep, and the things pleasing before him we do. And this is his command, that we may believe in the name of his Son Jesus Christ, and may love one another, even as he did give command to us. 1 John 3:22-23. On the other side, I have a few more scriptures. I am a female preacher, so I like to have these scriptures up front here. So, women preachers, Romans 16:1-2. And I commend you to Phoebe, our sister, being a ministrant of the assembly that is in Cenchrea, that ye may receive her in the Lord, as doth become saints, and may assist her in whatever matter she may have need of you. For she also became a leader of many, and of myself. And then I also have a scripture here for women pastors, 1 Timothy 5:16-17. If any believing man or believing woman have widows, let them relieve them, and let not the assembly be burdened, that those really widows it may relieve. The well-leading elders of double honor, let them be counted worthy, especially those laboring in word and teaching. So, the next page over, I have a couple's picture of my husband and I, and this was just taken this past November for our silver 25th wedding anniversary. We had a little getaway. And I have a little top tab on here, and I'll explain that in a minute. But on the other side of this page is our current family picture. This was taken on Thanksgiving. Whenever possible, we try to take our family photos every Thanksgiving. Now I have a little top tab here, because if I grab it and flip it, the very next page is my grocery list. Just when I'm low on something or out of something, I write it here, and then I will reference this when I make my grocery list for the week. So I have several sheets of paper that I keep up here for that. So we come to my first divider. Now, all 6 of my dividers, I did not make them this year. I bought them. I got them for $7 with free 2-day shipping on Amazon Prime. And these are Filofax dividers. And I like them. They are not cardstock. They are plastic. So they're thin, they don't take up room in the rings, but they're strong. And then I just labeled them with my label maker. So this one is labeled Home. This is for my homemaking section. So the first page of my homemaking section are my daily tasks. These are my cleaning chores that I assign to each day of the week. And then, so there's my cleaning tasks. So then after that, I have my deep cleaning and organization projects. And I just keep this as a marker, just marking where I'm at. So I don't do spring cleaning. Instead of spring cleaning, I just run through this list. Okay, and then the facing page, this is my master grocery list, and I just reference this master grocery list when I am making my grocery list for the week. I just skim through it, and that helps remind me of anything that I may be forgetting that I need to add to my list. And I have a little top flag sticking out on the top, because if I grab that when I open my planner and flip to the next page, it brings me to my menu for the week. And I plan our breakfast, lunches, and suppers for the week. And this week's menu is very basic and simple because we're mostly eating leftovers from our New Year's feast. And then after that, we have breakfast ideas, lunch ideas, and supper ideas. And I have little flags marking my places on those. And I use these when I'm making my menu plan for the week. And breakfast, lunch, and supper ideas, they also have suggested sides to go with each meal. Okay, and then after that, we have my Thanksgiving and New Year's menus, because I'm usually the one that does most or all of the cooking, and these are the menus that I usually do. I change them up maybe every few to several years. Okay, and then after that, I have a little, remember those round stickers? I made a little side tab with one of them right here. So I put one sticker here and another sticker here on the other side, and this makes it so it's easy for me to quickly turn to my recipes. The rest of my home section are my recipes. These are not all my recipes. I have a lot of recipes that are simple and are just in my mind. Then recipes that I rarely ever do, I just go to my cookbooks for, but these are my usual recipes, my main recipes. So my recipes pages are numbered, so this is a table of contents, and I have the numbers to each section. So my sections are quick go-tos, breads and breakfasts, main meals, sides, baking, and special. And then each section, the recipes in each section are in alphabetical order. So we will just quickly go through all of my recipes in here. So under quick go-tos, I have biscuits, bread, chocolate, vanilla, or other type of chia pudding, jam, pancake syrup, get a hold of that page there, pizza crust. Then under breads and breakfasts, I have almond bread, banana bread, baked custard, baked French toast, baked oatmeal, gotta wet my finger here, baked pancakes, breakfast sponge cake, egg bread, egg casserole, granola, persimmon bread, polenta, unleavened bread. Then under main meals, my longest section, I have baked chicken breasts, baked chicken drumsticks, baked fish, beef and rice, black bean burgers, cheeseburger casserole, chicken and dumplings, cowboy beans, creamy potato soup, crock pot beef stew, crock pot chili, goulash, hamburger stew, Hungarian goulash, lentil and rice casseroles and lentils and rice, meatloaf, no noodle lasagna, pizza casserole and salmon loaf, tuna patties, white chicken chili, zucchini casserole. And then under sides, I have baked acorn squash, baked or roasted zucchini, baked spaghetti squash, butternut squash, roasted Brussels sprouts, sweet potato fries, sweet spinach salad. And then under baking, I have blondies, chocolate cake, ginger cookies, oatmeal cookies, pie crust, pineapple upside down cake, and vanilla buttercream frosting. Under special, last section, I have baked macaroni and cheese, bread stuffing, broccoli marinade, cabbage salad, cheesy potato bacon casserole, cherry limeade, coconut vanilla or chocolate custard pie, cranberry or other type of cobbler, eggnog, election cake, lemonade, pumpkin pie, Russian apple pie, and sweet potato casserole. And that brings me to the end of my recipes, and that also brought me to the end of my home section. So my next section is this pretty divider, and it is labeled kids. And obviously this is my children's section, so I'm going to have some anonymized things in here. So inside kids, at the very first page, I just have a little Snoopy journaling card on. And then I come to a week on 2-page spread. The week on 2 pages are undated. They came free with, I want to say it's either with some of my Smart Feed planners or my Gelargen planners. But I like it and I always keep them because you never know when I'm going to need them. So I use undated week on 2 pages for my children's work schedules. So I just have their work schedules there. Okay, the next page just says homeschool notes. I'm a homeschooling mother. And then this is my 11th graders reading list. And then this is some personal information for my kids. This is driver's license information for my kids, college information for my kids. And then we just have a few note pages. And then I have some extra blank week on 2-day page spreads that when I need to change up the work schedules here at the front, I can just use these. So that brings me to my next divider, which is labeled budget. So the very first page, my budget section, is my budget guide. You see I have it anonymized, but I have 4 quadrants here, numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And inside each one, I just have a list of which bills and reoccurring expenses I have assigned to which check to pay on the budget. And then down here in the bottom, I just have a list of cash expenses. For example, groceries, maybe cash, or sometimes we do cash for dentist appointments. We like to go to Dollar Tree, so we usually just have cash held back for that. I usually have cash for my husband and I weekly date. So down here is this where I have cash. Now I have a magnetic paper clip or an ollie clip here, and I don't normally have this in my planner. I just have it in here so that all my budget pages are clipped together so I don't accidentally show you something. So coming to the other end, this is my last budget page, but you see it's anonymized, but you can see a bit of the info on how I do it. I just budget on filler paper. So I write the number of the check I'm budgeting for here, and that number 4 matches square number 4 in my budget guide. And then I have the date of the check. I always like to budget about a month or more in advance. In fact, I have on my to-do list today that I need to budget out all of February. And down here is just where I just write down some of the cash I want to keep. Behind this anonymized paper here is where I have my reoccurring expenses from square number 4, and then also anything extra that I pick up from my monthly calendar. Speaking of monthly calendar, that's going to be in my next section, planning. Now, this ollie clip is supposed to be here. My month on 2-day pages, they do not have tabs on them, so I just clip to the current month that I'm on, so that when I open, boom, brings me to my current month on 2 pages. So if I bring you to one that's a bit more blank, like February here, you can see a bit more of what they look like. This is Filofax pocket size month on 2 pages. The squares are fairly good size for pocket size, and that's what I really like. And the side column here, I actually use that to track cycles and periods for several months in a row, just so I can see a pattern of how long my cycles have been for several months. The dates that my period started, how long each period was. I'm perimenopausal, so I am on bioidentical hormone replacement, and I do very meticulously track my menstruation, which I've actually have tracked through most of my life menstruating anyways, so it wasn't that hard for me to track. There are apps that track this stuff, but I prefer to have it tracked in my planner. I don't want to have to depend on a phone or on batteries when I can just flip to a page really quick and see my cycle. So on my calendar squares, as you see, this is what I mean by I just stick the colored dots on certain things. These 2 are birthdays, and then I just rewrite the date in there, and that makes them stand out. I'll do that for appointments and things like that as well. And then, yeah, I just write things that are happening on those days, appointments. I also track in a letter code system. For example, on the usually by the numbers where I'll write my little letter tracking. If I had a headache that day, I write the letter H inside of a square, etc. So I just have various health things that I track with letters. Like during menstruation, I will track each day on each square, like P1, P2, P3, etc. So I just track that stuff on my calendar, and that helps me find patterns, and that's how years ago I found that my headaches were like 99% of the time directly corresponding to where I was in my cycle hormonally. All right, so these are my, so I have all of 2023 in here, month on 2 pages. All right, and then I have this little gray side tab with those stickers here, and if I flip to that, that brings me to December 2023, because if I flip right past that, that brings me to the Filofax year on 1 page. So that's 2023. And on the other side, it has 2022 and 2024. And then that brings me into my day on 1 page. So if I flip to my today marker here at the top, brings us to today, which is kind of crazy day. And this is my master schedule. It is laminated, the holes are slit, and the only reason I have a small top tab on it is it just makes this page easier to grab and turn. Really no other reason. I don't need it because I have my page finder sticking out to help me turn here. All right, so I have a column for my Monday through Thursday schedule and then my Friday through Sunday schedule. So this just gets moved each day to be next to my current day, along with my page finder. And these are just focuses and habits. This actually will correspond to something I believe believe, in my assorted section that we'll get up to in a little bit. And these are just reminders that I have on my page finder. So let me turn to a more blank day on one page. These are Filofax day on one pages dated, and they're very handy. So let me show you how I use them. So on these lines right here, this is where I write my main tasks and to-dos, and I'll just put a little square checkbox for this typical ones. I'll do a diamond checkbox if it's something that someone else is doing or something that I'm delegating. I'll do an asterisk if it's more of a note or a reminder, an exclamation point if it's massive, a triangle if it's a regular time thing, and a triangle with a line going through it if it is an appointment that has to be at a specific time. So that's just how my brain works. So that's the different type of checkboxes I'll do for my tasks. And then this side, you see we have a time schedule, and for today I have it pretty filled up. So normally I don't write out my schedule here. Normally I just write out what our meals are at the times I'm planning on eating the meals, and then any timed things or appointments I'll write over here. But on days like today where I cannot follow my master schedule because I just have too much going on or the days is too different, then I'll write out the schedule I'm going to follow for that day here. And that's what I did today. And then down here in this blank area is where I write down with check boxes my cleaning tasks that I want to do for the day. And then up here in this blank space at the top on this side, this is where I'll write down my tracking, anything that I'm tracking. And then on this side, I will write down the children's work schedules for the day. And I write small, so pocket size and these small lines are just fine for me. And that's how I work the day on one pages. And I only keep 1 month of day on one pages in here at a time. By the way, the rings in the Luxe, this is 30 millimeter, just a hair smaller than 1.25" rings. All right, so I have another little tab with those stickers here at the top, and if I flip to that, then this is at the end of my day on one pages. We have the sheet of paper, and it says 2024 plus on top, and I have it anonymized. This is my future planning. I already have 3 items on here. These are items for next year or years beyond next year, so I just write those on there. All right, so after that we come to my next divider, which is labeled reference. So the pages in my reference section are numbered. So the first page we come upon is table of contents. So I have gift ideas, birthdays and holidays guide, stock list, perpetual calendar, family information, directions, contacts, codes, health, and food. So going through, we have gift ideas. We have my birthdays and holidays guide. These are just notes to me on what to do, how far in advance for preparing. So I have for birthdays, July 4th, Thanksgiving, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day, ta-da. And then stock lists, these are just basic staples that I like to keep stocked up on. Perpetual calendar, that's going to be mostly birthdays and anniversaries. Family information, which I have anonymized. And then we have I have this section. I just put a little magnetic paper clip here to clip it off. You don't need to see anything in this section, but this clipped off section is directions on how to get places. Like this one is directions to the dentist, and then contacts, people's phone numbers and addresses, and then codes. So that's all clipped off here. And then after that is health. These are my personal health notes for myself. So I have notes on my progesterone cream, what to do if I get urinary tract infections, UTI, ear infections. I have antibiotic information, information on menorrhagia, and then information on colds and flus. If you suffer from menorrhagia, vitamin A, retinoid, some type of retinoid, vitamin A seems to be the trick. And what has worked for me, I had a month where I was bleeding very, very heavily for a month straight. It was not letting up. I was getting very weak and anemic. And what made it stop and what reset my cycle, and this is, I'm not giving medical advice, I'm just telling you what I did, and it worked, is I took 5,000 IU of a retinoid vitamin A every 3 hours around the clock for 2 or 3 days straight. And it took care of it. And I've had 2 more bouts of menorrhagia since then, and it took care of it all 3 times. And this is this 3 bouts of menorrhagia since I was 40, and I'm turning 45 this month. So that's not too bad for perimenopausal issues. So after that, I have one of those stickers, and this one I just folded in half and have sticking up. And this is food information, breakfast, lunch, supper, of main foods that I generally eat, And this is my own little point system here that I developed for me and how my brain works. So that when I'm food journaling, then I will reference these to get the numbers for what I ate. So breakfast, lunch, supper, sides, which is fruits, tomatoes, and squash sides, and then other sides, vegetables and legumes, other sides, and then other things. Then after that, I have my weight tracker, and I just have a little sticker tab here to turn to it quickly. And then I have pages for food journaling, and that's what the rest of the pages here are for. And that brings me to my last divider, which is labeled Assorted. So inside Assorted, this first page, these are text shortcuts I have programmed into my phone's keyboard. When I am witnessing and spreading the gospel online and talking one-on-one with people, it's handy to have text shortcuts for our scriptures so I don't have to copy and paste or retype them out. So these are my text shortcuts. All right, and then these are my list of habits and focuses. It goes with what's on here. And that's all that is. Keep on hand. These are medications and supplements that I keep on hand. This is basically my husband's honey-do list. And this is what to do if there's a car accident. These are my husband's paid days off at his work. This is something, if you're a planner girl, that you might want to screenshot or take a picture of if you need this information. These are different sizes for different size planners where you can either do percentage reductions or you can make the margins bigger or smaller. And this is what I've been following for years for my different size planners that I've been in. And then after that, another one of those tab things made with the stickers. This just marks where I keep extra filler paper for wherever I need it in my planner. So now we're up to the back matter. Now I have several plastic pockets, and in this one you see I have washi card, and then I also keep this extra cards and receipts, and it's my filing system. I have different uses for them, so I will use some of my Avery labels when I need to label each pocket depending on what I'm filing or keeping. Most of the time, all or most of the pockets behind this one is empty. I have one pocket behind this one that has something in it. The rest are currently empty. But I like having these in here. This is my little temporary file system. So after all those, we come to my back page lifter. This is a clear Moterm pocket size page lifter. I have some tabs on here. I have some labels of reoccurring events that I can just pop onto my master schedule when needed at the appropriate time area. And then after that, we're to the back of my planner. So that is everything that is inside my planner. It is a blessing. It is very helpful. As you can see, it contains my brain. So I hope that this video blessed you, helped you, inspired you, motivated you, and I hope you have a blessed day.